Okay, today we're going to learn how to complete the square, okay? Because this can't be factored, so it's just another tool in our toolbox, as they say. Okay, so before you complete the square, you have to have no number that has no letter on the left side of the equal sign. So the first thing we're going to do is add 5 to both sides, okay? And then you bring down everything else. Now you'll notice how I left this gap here. You're going to want that, okay? Because we're going to add something. Well, whatever we add to this side of the equal sign, you got to be equal about it and add it to this side. Now the reason I do that is because as these get a little more complicated, you can easily forget to add on the other side. Now what number goes here? All you do is take half of this number. So what is half of 2? 1. Okay, and then you square that result. So 1 squared is 1. Okay, if I put a 1 there, I put a 1 there. We artificially created a perfect square trinomial. So all you do is you bring that letter down, you bring this sign down, and then half of this number right there is 1, and you square it. If you're just paranoid, you can take x plus 1 times x plus 1, multiply it all out, you'll get back home to here. Equals 6, okay? Now, what we can do, remember that square root method? Let's square root both sides, because square rooting a square will get rid of it, and we'll square out the 6, but again, it's plus or minus. So we have x plus 1 equals plus or minus, square root of 6. We subtract 1 on both sides. X equals -1 plus or minus the square root of 6. Those are the exact answers. Now, if we wanted to round, you could put, how many answers is this? 2. Okay, you could put -1 plus square root of 6 in the calculator and round, put -1 minus square root of 6. Let's do another one. If I look at this one, they helped us out. The number is already on the other side, but they didn't help me out and leave a space for me, so I'm going to leave a space, okay, because I'm going to add something and add something. Okay, what is that? You remember, half of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. We created a perfect square. That's why we're completing the square. So you bring that letter down. This is the sign you bring down, and half of 6 is 3. That's how you do every single one. And -5 plus 9 is 4. Okay? I'm going to square root both sides. By square rooting a square, it gets rid of the square. So we have x plus 3 equals plus or minus 2. Square root of 4 is 2. We subtract 3 on both sides. X equals -3 plus or minus 2. Now, unlike that one over there, we can bring this baby home. X equals -3 plus 2. X equals -3 minus 2. X equals -1. X equals, what is that? -5. And if I was super paranoid, I could take these answers and pop them back into here one at a time, and it better equal -5. That is how we complete the square.